call in your twin flame magic, it seems like a good idea to actually start to look first at what did not work. What never worked out for you, what was going wrong, what was sad, what ended up in this cul-de-sac in which you entered this road and then you had to turn around and go back, and to address the sadness about that and the hurt that it caused and the grief that you feel about all these things that did not work out. False twin flame experiences. But what to think about twin flame teachers that did not work out for you? Spiritual teachers that did not help you on the twin flame journey, that left you standing there or just hanging, not even understanding what you were feeling, let alone helping you forward, let alone helping you to union or even harmonious union. Oh no, they had no idea. So there was no understanding, no clicked in spark between you both. That was something true and right, and that you were rightfully on the way to that, and that it was possible for you, and they could not point you out who was the true twin flame and who the false one by guiding you, by reading directly in the wisdom of the divine. They could not do that. What a sadness. What a grief. How much time have you spent doing that with people that cannot help you? How many years have you been looking around for that? How many decades have you been wandering in the self-help field, in the spiritual field, in yourself, in the world of twin flame teachers, until you found the solution? What a sadness, what a grief, what an absolute disaster of a grief. What a pain, what a hurt. What an incredible way of being betrayed until your deepest core. And if it was not in the twin flame world, then somewhere else. Maybe you feel betrayed in your friendships, in your family, in how you grew up, in how you were schooled, in how you were received in the working world, or something else. We leave behind so many aspects that rightly deserve our grievances. A whole chunk of being on the twin flame journey means that you are grieving. You're grieving what did not work, what never worked out. You're grieving who you are eventually not. You're grieving what did not help. You're grieving a life that was not yours before you found your way out of that. You're grieving all these old lifetimes. Lifetimes of searching. That's what you're grieving. Before you can arrive in the moment where that is over and done with and completed and gone to the past, to be never taken out of that pit again, because it's not necessary anymore, because now you've arrived. But you can only arrive when you have properly grieved. You grieve how you abused yourself and mistreated yourself and not loved yourself. And you grieve how you had actually learned that from your parents. And you grieve how that is a multi-generational trauma that is passed on and on and on until it stops with you. And you grieve the mistakes that you made in life. And you grieve the mistakes that you made in earlier lives. Should you remember them? But all these things can naturally happen on the twin flame journey when you let that core work on you, this core that is connected to source. When you let that work on you, when you let that in, which is what the twin flame journey is about. You're going to be influenced by the divine when you let that in your core. Your core transforms. And from there on out, everything transforms. But before it's there, this will be always having a prelude of intense grief. You can feel your heart crying and crying, and the hurt spreads over your entire body sometimes. Maybe you feel the emptiness in your stomach and the loneliness because you're not connected there yet with the divine, which will never make you lonely again. Because now you're together with God. You're having a divine mother now. Maybe you feel the deafness in your ears and the pain in your throat through which you are not able to speak anything. What is sadness? You can't say how sad you are. This unspeakable pain. Until you allow the divine to come in and heal that. And that grief is what we're going to look into, and that turn around that is possible from that is what we're going to look into today. And okay, so I have 6 oracle decks prepared. And we're going to look inside the first one, which is the personal oracle deck. What is an addiction in my life? And what do I try to prevent from feeling with it? What is an addiction in my life? And what do I try to not feel? It's a Dutch card. I translated it on the fly for you. Sure, having deep grief is often something that you don't really want to feel. So what I'm talking about in this video might be an unwelcome topic. But everyone once will come at this topic. And I think talking about it and making it conscious is better than trying to not see it, trying to not look at it, trying to not be sad while you are. That's worse. See, so we're moving to the better side by opening this up and feeling this. This is an inner work video. And your addictions may heal from this, because now you are going to become conscious of what is bugging you, of what is saddening you, of what is causing deep grief inside of you. And you're actually going to feel those feelings. You choose to feel those feelings. And that will be the start of you healing. And that will be the end of you being addicted to many things. Habits or substances or negative thought patterns that can be an addiction. It can be so many things that are addictive. It depends on what you want to use to not feel this grief. And it can be anything, really. And this is not an invitation to be judgmental about that towards yourself, but rather to have self-compassion. And now we're going to look in the card deck from the Dragon Fae, these energetic beings that live on the earth that can help us. Grandmother Magic, I comfort you. Well, how appropriate is that? This is your Dragon Fae grandmother that comes to comfort you. It really said comfort you, it says it here. Didn't make it up. It's Dutch, but that's what it means. Grandmother Magic. With all kinds of like butterfly wings. And look at this butterfly in this ball. That's really fun. She wants to truly be with you here and wrap her arms around you. She wants to know that you can be her child for a moment. She wants you to know that she knows about your great sadness. And she has the solution for you, which is time and space to heal in her arms. Feel your feelings in her safe surrounding you with her body. Safe space to cuddle up with yourself on the couch while she watches over you. She has the attention and the patience to be with you. You know, and sometimes when you just let that flow, it just comes out that this real healing of this grief doesn't really take that much time. That's just what you were afraid of. Once you truly feel it, it'll be okay. I'm going to look in the booklet for this card as an extra. In this moment, there is a big change in your life. And you will draw other kinds of beings and people to you, among which gods, that will give you a place to rest, consolation, and their unconditional love. You are by this consolation also surrounded by beings on earth that we know as pets, but that are in reality your protectors and beloved fellow travelers. Isn't that cute? Your pets will keep you company when you heal from your grief. She is older than all beings really know, and she is the mother of all mothers. Her bloodline is so old. It's as old as time, and space itself. And this grandmother is the grandmother of us all. And she knows that sometimes we just all want to be held and sweetly talked to and kissed on the forehead. But she knows that we also need someone that gives us instructions and teaches us. At this moment, Grandmother Magic comes to you to tell you that a new way of life sometimes seems very difficult. But when you've awakened from your slumber and dream of the ego that you were in beforehand, there is no way to go back anymore. And that's why you do feel this grief right now. And it's good, because you will be able, through that grief, to move on to the enlightenment of union. There is so much that she wants to show you. Go to her heart, full of trust and love, and let her introduce you to many fascinating beings of all kinds of realms of life that will be willing to be with you in love and wisdom. Getting older is not something bad. It means that wisdom is arriving, and your energy, vitality, beauty, and sexuality will reach more of a matured place, which then also collides with your new place of harmonious twin flame union, which is a beautiful combination of the personal wisdom and the deeper divine union. Respect your cycles. Don't be a victim of the cultural hypnosis. Grieve if you need in the arms of Grandmother Magic until you're ready to move on to this new phase of yours. Thank you, Grandmother Magic. And isn't it fitting that it is about the magic? Because this time, at the end of December and the beginning of January, I am talking on all my social media about the magic of twin flames and doing magic for twin flame union, and what that is and how you can create your magic so that you invite the light deeper inside of your heart, so that you can be the light that you are looking for. This magic that we do sometimes with cards or by connecting with Grandmother Magic is what invites the miracle in that you desire and that union is. And we're talking about this twin flame magic, and I even give a complete 3-part workshop about it that starts upcoming Friday. And that is for people that want to come a little closer at this time to me, and importantly to their own process. And we'll just be looking a little deeper into what will help you, what will heal you. What is some magic that you can create to let the miracle in? And how to move forward in the new year of 2024 by doing some healing work on your own and how that works. So if you want to share in that twin flame magic, I'm sure that the Grandmother Magic will be joining us too. But if you want to join us in this online 3-part workshop on 3 Fridays in the last part of December, then you would be very welcome. I will leave more information and a link, etc., in the description of this video, so that you know this magic is also for you. And it can just be so nice to come a little closer at this time, share from our hearts in a safe space with just a couple of people, and get creative with your healing. Feel it out, make it real, and let the magic happen. All right, so we're going to look in the, what are they called? Native American card deck. Card 20. With a beautiful person on a beautiful horse. And a bull there as well. And I have to say that I am going to look in the booklet what they want us to know with this card. Fulfillment. Tirawa and the cosmic buffalo. It was a buffalo in the back and a horse at front. Tirawa is the god of the heavens, the creator of the world and the guardian of the cosmic buffalo. Each of buffalo's hooves is part of the cadence of the 4 eras, moving until it is completely consumed. When the last hoof is consumed, the world will enter a phase of destruction, from which will rise again only with buffalo's rebirth. This is the life cycle and a reminder that there is a proper time for everything. Periods of lack are followed by times of abundance. If you are not sure how you'd like, remember that the natural cycles of life will bring about change. Everything is born, grows, and dies, thus attaining fulfillment. Fulfillment, completion, cycles, rebirth, the power of time, endings and beginnings, the ending or conclusion of a situation or season. And that is true when you allow your grief, your sadness about everything that did not work out in your personal twin flame journey, in your personal life, in the history of your soul, in the wandering about, searching for a true twin flame teacher, everything that did not work out, if you truly allow yourself to feel that and grieve unconditionally, however much pain needs to be felt and however long it may take. If you allow yourself to unconditionally grieve, you will close off this season that was your season of unconnectedness. It was your season of separation. And before you know it, in the blink of an eye, you will be transported in the miracle that is the arrival of your union. Because now you've found the light. Because the grief has passed, there is the light. As sure as the sun shines behind the clouds, is your inner divine light behind your grief. Your grief are the clouds that rain when it is needed to rain. Then it will reveal the sunlight and the directness of it and the abundance of it. And that's the message from the Native American wisdom. Thank you so much, Divine Mother. Let's look into the vampires. I think the vampires are so fun, actually. This is a very fun card deck that I bought for Halloween, for our Halloween work this year, just for fun. And what is so fun about it is that it's some sort of proposes that bad things and nasty people and vampires, that take from you are not necessarily bad. We're all vampires before we are in twin flame harmonious union, right? We're all taking with the ego that is up front doing the work before we let go of all of that and arrive in union. So everyone is at first a vampire before your transformation. Have compassion and know that the light will be born out of being a vampire. Huge desire. That's what this card is about. That's literally what it says. Huge desire. Begging, obsession. That is so funny. That's so funny about this card, because you can look at that from, ooh, obsessed, that's bad. And that's like the vampire side of things. But on the other side of the same stick, the other side of things is that this great obsession is about something indeed that is very true. And very central, and very core, and very much the center of your entire identity in divine light, this obsession with twin flames, and your twin flame, and coming in union, and all of that. This deep desire, that's like the positive side of this thing, Same thing. A deep desire that you can feel in all the fibers of your being and all the cells of your body. A deep desire that you can accept in your heart as yours. That you long for. Which makes it often a little bit more intimate even to talk about the longing for. This desire is okay. This desire is correct. This desire is normal. It's what everyone has, but people try to not feel it, or they misplace it into something else. They misplace it in a desire for food, or the desire for sex, or the desire for, I don't know. But actually everyone desires this big, big, huge love. That is the divine love that is awaiting for you when you come into the light, that is represented literally by the true twin flame, with whom you share a divine love. And it's normal to have a great desire for that. So, yeah, when that great desire is fully and utterly connected to the ego, it might become an obsession. But on the other side, it's actually not so strange. And when you soften that, you just feel that desire. When you accept that more in the entirety of your being, that you have that obsession, then it becomes more soaked into you as an integral desire that you have, and a silent and intimate longing for. And when you can consciously be with that, sit with that, live with that, that is the great magnetic force that will actually draw the actual reality of the true twin flame into your life. When we can feel our grief, we often can also feel our deep desire. Because they sort of belong together. They're two sides of the story. Big grief because it didn't happen yet, and this huge longing because you desire it nevertheless, and they're so intimately together. So when you truly let the grief happen, that's when you know that the making come true of that deep desire in your soul must be close as well. And that is the abundance where it leads when you allow your grief. And this is why I'm now looking in the abundance deck, the divine abundance card deck. Clearing. So together with the force of Ganesha, which is really about undoing what didn't work, right? And the grief is part of that process. To let in the magic, that's what Ganesha is about. So this is again like showing this process that we're moving through together this time, this twin flame Christmas. As true offering arises, it becomes easy to let go. You start to trust that more will always arrive. You shift from mine, mine, mine to God's, God's, God's. Such freedom. That was the text. So you can offer what you no longer need. You can offer what didn't go right. You can offer your pain and your hurt and your grief. You can offer it. That means unearthing it, be honest about it, having it be seen, seeing it yourself, feeling it yourself, moving through it. Offer it up. This moment that you need to grieve, it's not fun, but you're going to do it. And it's your offering. And when you offer that to completion, Ganesha says, it becomes easy to let go. You start to trust that more will always arrive. And you start to shift from mine to God's. Such freedom. It's not you that is steering your journey, your life, your process of letting go. It's God that will be revealed through this process that is steering your life. And a card from the Spiritual Wisdom Oracle. All right. Before your body was being formed, you were already present. After your body ceases to exist, you are still here. That was a Dutch message. Because eventually, what it comes down to is that this is the primal reality, God's reality, with you as soul. And when you prioritize that yourself, indeed, instead of mine, 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 God's, 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 when you prioritize that in yourself, before your body was being formed, you were already present. After your body ceases to exist, you are still here. When you prioritize that reality in all ways that you can, that's when that reality of the union with God, of the union with the soul, of the union with your spirit parts that are naturally together there will also transpire in your actual physical daily life, your 3D existence. It must. Because life on earth and as a human being always mirrors exactly what the temperature of the state of affairs is of our inside world. So prioritize in your inside world being with the divine, knowing that you are unborn. Surrender into that knowing. And that's where your priorities start to align with your harmonious union. Because you go beyond the rest. I've talked about that in other videos before. That's the technique that you're looking for. That's what I can give you. And not only as a wisdom, but also as tools and techniques, and also as an experience so that you experience what that brings you. And that is an opportunity that I want to offer you in our Twin Flame Magic 3-part workshop on 3 Fridays this December and January. So if that feels for you, then you are cordially invited. Check the link in the box below. And for the rest, I feel that our collective healing for this Twin Flame Christmas is pretty complete, but not entirely. So I think we just need something to close this off. And that is going to be the Life Purpose deck card that will probably come up. Oh, well, this sticks out immediately. So we'll just not make it any more difficult. Heart's desires. The angels support, lead, and protect you while your dreams are becoming true. So that's where the Twin Flame workshop will lead you to. That's where the Twin Flame journey leads you to. Making come true of your heart's desires. And that's in general for everyone the same, your true Twin Flame in harmonious union and starting your mission business. But it's also everything that you uniquely yourself desire. These quirky things that are best for you, that are the ultimate thing for uniquely you. And these will also be coming true. Yeah. When you prioritize correctly, allow for grief and let the light in this Twin Flame Christmas. Thank you so much for joining me in this Twin Flame inner work. I hope to see you real soon or hear from you about the workshop. Much love from Petra.